Hi guys, this video I want to talk to you about the fifth principle in the 10 principles on the science of getting rich. And this principle number 5, is about increasing life. And what this is just an understanding that everything in this life is always increasing. And that's how I guess we got here, and that's how, years ago, I think I just saw the other day, Elon Musk sent a rocket up into orbit and dropped, the rocket went up and opened up, and I think it threw out about 20 satellite dishes and came down, and the rocket launcher, the power thing, that landed safely, and the rocket itself landed. And so you think about how far that's come. And I guess why I'm saying that, or using that as an example, is that life is constantly increasing. And as humans, like compared to animals, anything else, we're the only creatures that as far as we know, on this planet, who are always, who can basically create their own environment. All the others, like animals, for example, have to fit into their environment, where we can change our environment. And I guess what I'm trying to say is increasing life. We're all inherently, within all of us, is the want for more, or for the want for increase. And it's in the DNA. It's what makes us run. And so everything is always increasing. And a good example of this is in nature, for example, is you plant a seed, and that seed just doesn't just sit there. That little seed is like also trying to increase. And so what it does is, in the soil over time with water, that seed turns into a massive tree. And so you can see in nature, everything is always increasing. It's always growing, essentially. That's what makes. And so you understand that you're in an environment. And so as humans, that's the same for us, is that we're always growing. And there's a saying, is that if you're not growing, you're dying. And so in terms of this principle, is that understanding that our contribution and being on this planet, is our job is to grow, is to increase, and to fully express ourselves. And I mentioned it in another video, but in mind, body, and spirit. And so that is the natural state, is continual increasing of life. And God's desire is that we are continually growing and increasing our expression of ourselves. And so, when one understands that as a principle, is understanding that, nothing's, we're basically living in an ocean of motion. Everything's moving, everything's vibrating, and everything's growing. And so for us to contribute to that, our objective is to also grow. And we need to always be seeking a larger or bigger expression of ourselves. Your life must be an impression of increase. And one of the things that I do is is when I meet people, is always consciously thinking about, I want to leave them with an impression of increase. And what I mean by that is that people, because it's built into our DNA, we always are seeking for more. We are seekers. That's what we are. If you meet with someone, when I say leave them with the impression of increase, is that I want them to, when I walk away from meeting with them, I want them to feel like they've got something out of that interaction. So they feel more empowered, they feel more excited, they feel more energized, that they've got more, because that is a natural seeking thing of humans. And so leaving people with the impression of increase is that you left them better off before you met them than after you met them. So you walk away and they feel like they have been filled up or increased in some way. And that's a very positive thing. And if you do that in your life, it's a beautiful thing, is that people are naturally, because as humans, that's one of our conditions, is you'll naturally be drawn to people that leave you with the impression of increase each time you meet with them. So I guess the summary of this is that your mission, your goal on this planet, is to continue to grow, to continue to contribute, leave people with the impression of increase, just personally within your business. And this is one of the sciences of getting rich. And if you're doing this actively, you'll see people are naturally attracted to you, and riches naturally come to you, because you're always expanding. And that's the key message in this, is constant growth and expansion. and leaving people the impression of increase, and it works magic. So I hope that helps.